Alright, here we are running the intercooler that I have modified to be parallel path. In other words, all three circuits are feeding water at the same time. It's running about 3.7. For reference, the stocker in my car was 2.7, and now with more hose and an external intercooler, there's a parallel connected one, we're about 3.7, 3.8 gallons per minute. No intercooler was 4.4 gallons per minute, which tells me that the pump was pretty much maxed out, because the intercooler that I have being deleted and just having the heat exchanger means that we've got the pump going from the pump to the supercooler and back again with about 2 or 3 extra feet of hose, and that tells me the pump's limited. What we have now, if you can see it, is we got the flow meter there. Why this thing doesn't like to focus on this stuff. We got the flow meter with the hose coming up and down, big long hose, going into the intercooler. This is a parallel circuit. I got the water flow going in the correct direction. Then it comes back and goes back into the car in a standard format. So I got the flow on the tanks in the right direction. So it's flowing the correct direction, and we're running about 3.738. Learn how to focus. Yeah. So that's pretty good. Again, we have a battery charger on here to keep everything going. Keep the old battery up while we're doing all this testing. Taking a few showers. I forgot to turn the pump off once when I took the hoses apart. 3 gallons a minute's a real surprise. I'm telling you what, it will definitely soak you in a heartbeat. So we got that. One other little cute trick I was going to show you is I take the car apart a bunch and do a bunch of work. So I got myself one of these magnets. It was a magnet supposedly to reset the core in the tires for the low tire alert before he just deleted that mess altogether. But what I do is I keep the magnet there kind of permanent, and anytime I take a fastener off, I just throw it on the magnet. Haven't lost a screw yet. Works pretty good. So the parallel intercooler allows you to have a flow substantially better than the stock one. So there's a fair amount of restriction. Later on this week, I'm going to do some water flow testing, where I actually feed water into the thing through the water flow gauge and actually measure the PSI drop, so we can see how much restriction there is in PSI per gallon per minute, so we can figure out exactly what the heat exchanger means being a parallel path versus series. But obviously it's increased from about 2.7 to 3.7. That's probably more than 35% additional water flow, which I would relate to better cooling. So there we go. One interesting day. And everything out here is wet. I got water all over everything. Hope that I don't mess up the throttle body wiring or any of the rest of that stuff, because it's just wet. But that's what happens when you're doing testing. Enjoy.